Removed, locked, or permanently sealed, some doors are destined to remain inaccessible to most or all people. They create controversies and spark the imagination. From possibly haunted hotel room doors to inexplicably sealed grand historical monuments, here are 8 of the most intriguing and mysterious doors you can't open. Number 8. Banff Springs Hotel Room 873. The exquisitely designed and beautifully placed Banff Springs Hotel in Alberta, Canada, was built in 1888. Its picturesque surroundings and comfortable rooms, which earned it the nickname the Castle of the Rockies, have attracted many high-profile guests, such as Queen Elizabeth II, Marilyn Monroe, and Hellen Keller. However, there is a dark reputation that all the luxury amenities of this hotel most likely won't be able to outweigh, and it includes a possibly tragic story that took place in a room whose doors have forever been closed. According to some urban myths, a man who was a guest in room 873 murdered his wife and daughter in that very same room before committing suicide. Although many haunted hotel and urban exploring enthusiasts would gladly visit the infamous room itself, it has been reportedly bricked up in order to conceal its horrific reputation. Those who had been lucky enough to settle in the room 873 before it was erased from the hotel's history have reported a range of paranormal phenomena happening inside the room. They reported being terrorized in the middle of the night by unbearable screams, and maids were claiming that they couldn't remove bloody fingerprints from the bathroom mirror. However, representatives at the hotel claim that the story of the man who committed the heinous act is just an urban tale, designed to spark the interest of primarily young people who were more than happy to enjoy the veils of supposed mystery that surrounded the never-existing room. They asserted that neither the murder-suicide happened, nor was a room bricked out of existence. Although evidence shows that room 873 existed and was later sealed and papered over. The representatives and staff members at the hotel seemed determined to remain silent and deny its existence. Number 7. Pablo Escobar's safe. The most notorious kingpin of all times, Pablo Escobar, had reportedly kept a hard metallic safe of unknown content. It was retrieved after the workers had demolished his infamous Miami mansion. The first safe, which had been recovered under a marble slab before, was unfortunately stolen, but the second one, mentioned here, is strictly monitored and kept, ironically, under lock and key until it can be safely opened. Speculations abound as to what exactly the contents of this sealed safe weighing about 600 pounds are. Some claim that the mysterious unopened safe contains laundered money that the fabled criminal wasn't able to keep flowing through proper channels. Others believe that it's filled with diamonds and gold. This heavy gray container was uncovered after the last walls of the 7,336 square foot house fell, when a worker identified it while it was sinking into the floor. It was buried under concrete at the entrance of the torn down mansion. For now, the door to this metallic box remains under veils of speculation and mystery, just like the murderous and disturbingly brilliant criminal mind of its owner. Hey, real quick, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Give this video a like and hit that subscribe button for more videos like these. Number 6. Brompton Cemetery, the Sealed Mausoleum. Cemeteries are fertile grounds for ghost stories and campfire tales. This particular one, Brompton Cemetery, is not only creating the wonders and excitement of well-told horror tales, but also one of science fiction variety, time travel, teleportation, and Egyptian myths. Number 8 spot on this list belongs to the doors of the largest tomb in the cemetery, that of Hannah Courtroy and her 2 daughters. Born sometime around 1784, a young woman named Hannah was an employee in the household of John Courtroy, a very wealthy 70-year-old man. After giving birth to 3 daughters, Hannah claimed that John was their father, which was hardly provable without a paternity test in the 19th century. After John's death, Hannah inherited his wealth and decided to indulge her fascination with all things associated with Egyptian mythology, befriending an Egyptologist, Joseph Benami, who introduced her to all the wonders of Egyptian iconography and astrology. After her death in 1849, Hannah was placed in a mausoleum adorned with hieroglyphics and Egyptian symbols. However, the key to her tombstone disappeared, and the urban myths that her resting place is actually a time-traveling machine started swirling around. Others believe it was a vessel for teleportation through time and space. Robert Stevenson, a cemetery guide, claims that it's incorrect that Hannah's mausoleum was not entered since she died, even though it is true that the key is missing. He admitted that this popular idea was most probably misguided, but concurred that it certainly brought a lot of attention and interest to the cemetery, which is not that bad for the death business. For now, though, we can only speculate as to what is fact and what is complete fiction regarding the missing key and the significance of the currently seemingly unavailable entrance to Hannah's grave, but we can claim that it makes for an impossibly spooky and mysterious sealed door story rooted largely in reality. Number 5. Onkalo Nuclear Waste Facility. Olkiluoto Island in southwest Finland is home to a tomb of sorts, a tomb designed to outlast the people that are in the process of building it, probably for 100,000 years. This tomb is named Onkalo, which is a Finnish term for cave or hiding place. It is supposed to be a place of post-human architectural experimentation, but there is a more practical aspect to its existence. It is to contain high-level nuclear waste without any possibility of ever releasing it. In more practical terms, Onkalo is supposed to be the first safe geological repository for spent fuel with a built-in safe disposal solution based on a Swedish design. This is the most basic principle behind it. After spent fuel is removed from nuclear power reactors, it continues to generate heat for several decades afterwards. That spent fuel also remains radioactive for several thousands of years and needs to be contained for several hundreds of thousands of years before it starts losing its radioactive potential and thus minimizing its exposure to the environment and the people in it. The main objective of this massive project is to contain the radioactivity of these fuels by encapsulating it in a robust and leak-tight containers and to isolate it by burying it. Once the entire cavity is full of this fuel, workers are going to fill the tunnel with rubber and concrete and seal the entrance to Onkalo forever so that nobody would have to stumble upon this radioactive waste. This ambitious project is based on fundamental environmental concerns, which are hopefully shared by you, dear viewers. This is the door that really needs to stay sealed for as long as possible. But what would happen to the world if it was opened? Number 4. The Taj Mahal's Forbidden Rooms. Considered one of the 7 wonders of the world, the Taj Mahal is a grand monument built to symbolize the eternal love between great Emperor Shah Jahan and his wife Mumtaz Mahal. The construction itself took almost 22 years, and it took place around 300 years ago. This impressive achievement is a testament to human ingenuity and dedication, and is rightfully considered one of the most staggeringly beautiful sights to ever grace the earth. However, there are many theories surrounding the reasons that many rooms within the Taj Mahal, 22 according to some sources, are off limits to the general public. Many have speculated that this is a result of many confluent factors and complicated reasons. One of them is the fact that the ground on which the Taj Mahal is built on is considered sacred by both Hindu and Islamic religions, and allowing entrance to the sealed rooms would deepen that conflict and possibly escalate into a full-blown war. Whether or not that's the main reason, many secrets surrounding this impressive monument are directly tied to inaccessibility of many of its part to the general public. Allegedly, going along the corridors of the structure, if you pay close attention to the rectangular domes and ventilation, you will be able to notice that they have been sealed with marble pieces in different sizes. These arches take you to the stairs that leads directly to the secret rooms. Many entrances to these dark rooms have been sealed with lime and bricks. There are thousands of such domes that all have stories to tell. All 22 forbidden rooms out of 1,089 contain distinct symbolism and are metaphorically hidden in their own ancient wisdom, truths, and stories. Number 3. The First Emperor's Tomb. Qin Shi Huang is the ancient king of Qing and later emperor of unified China. Historical accounts suggest that he was a brutal dictator who forced his people into slave labor and ordered them to build gigantic structures like the Great Wall of China to fit his huge personality. Even more impressive than the Great Wall was his own tomb, surrounded by thousands of painstakingly crafted, immaculately designed, and unique clay soldiers. However, he was reluctant to enter his own mausoleum, being obsessed with immortality and finding the elixir of life. In an ironic twist of fate, he died at the age of 39 from the mercury he ingested, believing that was the elixir he was looking for. Many historians claim that hundreds of thousands of workers toiled over the mausoleum, a veritable city filled with crossbow, booby traps, and mercury rivers. Others also mention his vast terracotta army, which probably served the emperor's habit of killing off soldiers who had become aware of his deadly secrets. The government of China has not yet decided to open the tomb for several possible reasons. One of them is obvious. There's always a danger of accidentally destroying invaluable artifacts. Also, the heavily booby-trapped place could pose grave danger to archaeologists who would be exploring the tomb. On top of that, probes that have been sent into the tomb have detected extremely high levels of deadly mercury. This is a mausoleum destined to remain unexplored and riddled with perplexing secrets for an unforeseeable time into the future. Number 2. Sri Padmanabhaswamy Temple, Vault B. Padmanabhaswamy Temple, located in the state of Kerala, has, like most of the sacred places in India, rich history and complex mythology behind it. It is rightfully considered the mother of all supernatural sites that grace Indian soil, providing this particular temple with a distinct air of mystery and deeply rooted belief system behind the mythology. The temple was originally built in the 6th century AD, but was slightly remodeled and beautified by the kings of the Travancore almost 10 centuries later. The temple itself is a repository of magnificent wealth, which hasn't yet been fully and officially estimated by Indian authorities. It contains 6 vaults, or secret kralas, named A, B, C, D, E, and F. Opening the vaults required a lot of skill, experience, and collective dedication. Many of them were filled with unimaginable riches, such as gold coins, diamonds, and gemstones. Out of all the vaults, Vault B remains unopened, despite the insistence and incredible effort by many scholars, government officials, and civilians. This vault, also known as Bertakan Kalara, is believed to possess a direct connection to the god Padmanabhaswamy. Many scholars and priests at the temple have issued countless warnings against attempts to open this vault, believing it would cause tremendous misfortune. According to different sources, Vault B was made impenetrable by the sages of high stature, who had locked the portals with Naga Hasam mantras or serpent noose. The third and final door of the vault is guarded by giant serpents, which represent deities that ought to be respected. Anyone who tried to enter the vault has suffered a horrible death, and that thought is scary enough to deter you from ever wanting to enter it. It's better to just learn about it and appreciate it from afar. Number 1. Hall of Records. Number 1 spot on this list is rightfully reserved for one of the greatest mysteries with unopened doors, the Hall of Records. It's fitting that our number 1 pick for the most mysterious door that nobody, as far as we know, has passed through is the door that can't be found. It's often theorized that ancient Egypt and its people had access to knowledge and wisdom that still eludes the rest of the world. These secrets are believed to be hidden in the Hall of Records, but there's a twist. Nobody is able to find this legendary hall. It's believed that there are caverns under the Great Sphinx that could hypothetically lead to the door of the Hall of Records, but the Egyptian government hasn't allowed anyone to search for the entrance to these hidden rooms. Many people believe that the reason for this is that the government officials were aware that the secrets contained within this repository of wisdom would change the world as we know it. For instance, the truth about the possibility of alien existence involved in the building of the pyramids. Some legends suggest that the Hall of Records contains scrolls and documents with detailed information regarding some of the world's biggest secrets and most puzzling mysteries. Without the government's approval for excavation of the secret passages beneath the Sphinx, we may never find out what secrets and knowledge await between the walls of the Hall of Records. Are you convinced of its existence? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Which one of these doors do you want to open most? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!